Before the magic felt familiar again, Disney lost its way. But in one turning point, it didn't just return, it rediscovered what made it unforgettable and remembered exactly who it was. Hello, and welcome back to Jacob's Guest Lounge. Stories behind the magic of Disney. Within every memory, there is magic.
Today, I'm going back in time to one of the most important eras in Disney history, the 1990s Disney Renaissance. Now, if you've heard the term Disney Renaissance, it refers to a period from 1989 to the late 90s, when Disney went from struggling to creating some of the most iconic animated films of all time. This era marked a comeback after the weaker years of the 70s and early 80s, a return to musicals, storytelling, and animation that was stronger, more vibrant, and Broadway-inspired. It's the period where Disney started hitting home runs again, both with critics and audiences. For everyone listening or tuning in right now, I want to ask you this. Do you remember the first Disney Renaissance movie that you watched as a kid, and which one made the biggest impression on you? Because this wasn't just a good run of movies, this era literally saved Disney animation. It revived Disney's popularity, had a huge cultural impact, and gave us songs that people still know and love today. Songs that continue to inspire generations. The Disney Renaissance wasn't just entertainment, it was a redefinition of animated storytelling. Here's a question for all of you. Which Disney song from this era still makes you sing along today? So I thought it'd be fun to highlight my top 5 films from this era. I'm keeping it to 5 because it keeps the pacing tight and leaves room for commentary, and honestly, 5 is plenty to show the magic. So number 5, Tarzan. Tarzan stands out for its music and animation innovation. And I think we can all agree that Phil Collins' songs are unforgettable, especially the You'll Be in My Heart. Yeah, after all, we can't forget about the scene not only when Phil Collins sings it, but imagine when not just Kala, but all mothers alike will want to cradle their babies and just simply sing the title lyrics to their loved ones. Plus, the way the jungle moves feels alive, and it really pushed the boundaries for Disney at the time. Number 4, Hercules. I love this one because it's fun, it's underrated, and has a different style from some of the other films. Plus, I really love the sidekicks, Pain and Panic, even though they're supposed to be the antagonists, but I really can't help but laugh at Panic's dialogue that he has for most of his appearances, and I'm sure some of you can agree to that entirely. The animation as a whole has that comic book energy, and the songs are incredibly catchy. So for my personal favorite of the songs, I have to go with Zero to Hero. Like it says, it's catchy and has a lot of energy. Yeah, it's just the muses do a really good job justifying the scenes with song, and we all just fall in love with them for doing it. Number 3, Beauty and the Beast. Of course, we can't forget Beauty and the Beast, right? The first animated film that was ever nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. From the iconic ballroom scene to the characters that feel so real. It's a classic that still touches hearts today, mine included. Well, after all, the songs in that are just as catchy as what's in Hercules, because after all, who can forget Angela Lansbury's version of singing it to the ending credits that make it just as powerful. Number 2, The Lion King. This movie isn't just a story, it's a cultural phenomenon. From Circle of Life to the emotional journey of Simba, it's a movie that stays with you. And for me, it's one of the pinnacles of the Disney Renaissance. Because for me, if anything that I also like about it also has to do with catchy songs like I just can't wait to be Keen. To me, I love that song. That is something that I will forever idolize and think of in the higher ranks for that very reason. And then, finally, number 1, Aladdin. Aladdin has it all. Humor, energy, and the genie. Robin Williams was the king who brought such a unique personality to the character. And the movie balances comedy and romance with adventure perfectly. Every time I watch it, I catch a new joke that I hadn't noticed before. And like I said, Robin Williams was the king because he was very well known for being an improvisational expert, bringing real-life examples into his acting, from doing all that to even being serious in times of need, and he just knew how to act and bring us into liking him into our hearts. Let me ask you this. If you could only pick one of these 5 movies to rewatch again and again, which one would it be and why? The Disney Renaissance wasn't just about great movies. It was about bringing magic back to storytelling. It reminded audiences that Disney animation could be bold, emotional, funny, and timeless all at once. Here's a thought for you all. Which moment from these films do you think perfectly captures the magic of Disney? And now I want to hear from you in this poll. What's your favorite Disney Renaissance movie? The Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Tarzan, or other? And comment on that. I'd love to see your answers and hear why you picked your favorite. Plus, at the same time, from my earlier descriptions, when I would ask you these questions, I love to hear from you all in that as well. Please feel free to comment on any of them. The more comments, the merrier, and let's get this discussion going. This was just the beginning of our Disney Decade throwbacks, and trust me, there's a lot more magic to explore. And that wraps up today's episode of Jacob's Guest Lounge, the history behind the mouse. Tune in next week for episode 9, where exactly at 5 o'clock, we'll all be in Disneyville. If you enjoyed this episode or my podcast, a quick 5-star rating on Spotify or Apple Podcast really helps more Disney fans find the show. And don't forget to follow so that you do not miss the next episodes. Until next time, keep the magic alive, and I'll see you all back here in the lounge.